Okay, so I'd like to pose a question to you. If an axe murderer came knocking at your door and asked you where your best friend was, and your best friend was in your house, would you lie and say he's not here, I haven't seen him for days, or would you tell the truth? Now, most of you are probably thinking, well, obviously I'd lie and I'd say, I haven't seen him for days, I don't know where he is, on your way, axe murderer. But if you did that, if you did tell that lie, who's to say that perhaps that crazed axe murderer wouldn't go out and kill lots of other innocent people whilst trying to locate your best friend? And if you had just let him in to find your best friend and he killed your best friend, then perhaps a whole lot of other damage wouldn't have happened. Or perhaps you could have let him in and then fought and protected your best friend in that way. But it's funny, isn't it? When we think about the truth and lying, often people lie to protect people. They do it because they're being nice. They don't want to tell somebody that actually they really hate what they're doing. They don't want to tell them that they think what they're doing is ridiculous. They might not want to tell the truth about the way they look, and perhaps they shouldn't have had their hair cut in that silly way. But I put it to you, is that really the kindest thing? Would you really want to know if something you had done or said was viewed as foolish or silly? Would you want someone to lie to you and say, no, don't worry about it, it's fine, no problem? Or would you want somebody to tell you the truth? Because in the short term, sometimes the truth can be painful, but also it can be quite necessary if we're to change and we're to evolve. Now, some philosophers who think about intention, and they see morality as being all about what it is you're intending to do, have a very absolutist view with this. They believe there are certain rules, such as do not steal, do not lie, do not kill, and these are categorical imperatives. There's a very famous philosopher called Immanuel Kant, and he believed that lying is never the right thing to do, that you always have an absolute moral duty to tell the truth. No matter what the situation, that the moral code is clear, you must tell the truth. Now, whilst I don't necessarily personally 100% agree with this, I do think that it does make a lot of sense, because yes, lies are told to create peace, to negotiate, to promote oneself, as Mr. Kane said in his video, to attract somebody, to forge relationships, and potentially to save your bacon if you find yourself in a little bit of a tricky situation. However, if we actually all told the truth at all times, perhaps the world would be a bit of a clearer place. We wouldn't have things like fake news. We wouldn't know who to believe, what to believe, who to trust. We would be able to trust what people said, even if we didn't like it. And we'd hope that people were being truthful about us, and that we could then speak frankly and freely. So I would put it to you that the truth actually is a basic human right. We all have the right to know the truth, no matter how horrible and difficult it might be to swallow, and no matter how much pain or difficulty it might cause. We all have a right to that truth. And to lie and to obstruct the truth, or lie by omission, not tell the truth entirely, are we robbing people's right to the truth, and therefore are we taking away a fundamental human right from them? So I would say the world would actually be a better, clearer, fairer, more just place if we did all just tell the truth, warts and all. And actually, perhaps it would make the world a safer place too, because we would all know where we stood. I think it's a bit idealistic, but perhaps we do need that sort of idealistic, higher level plane of thinking to aspire to. Because if we don't have those things to look up to and aspire to, what is there to show us the way? So if you can, I think the truth is always best.